Welcome to Dream Small. I'm Jason.
And I'm Whitney.
In a world challenging you to chase big, we dare you to dream small.
We're a family of 8 who's fostered, adopted, and stumbled our way through learning that small, everyday choices can change lives.
Join us as we share stories and encouragement to help you live out your purpose. And we are back.
It is so good to be back, and I am so excited about what we have planned for today.
But first, we have to talk about our brand new luxurious studio.
I mean, get ready for this. Get ready for this, you guys.
We'll probably share a picture.
We're on week 4, and we have a studio already.
It is a plastic folding table with 2 plastic chairs in the corner of our basement. It's very fancy.
It's perfect.
It is incredibly fancy. It's way easier for me. I'm the one that does all the audio, and I've been hooking up mics, disconnected mics, burying stuff because we were up at our kitchen table, and as you've probably picked up from our story, we have a bunch of hooligan children that like to dig in this thing, so.
We can't leave our stuff out, and we don't have any nice things, in case you're wondering, and there's a reason.
Except Hank.
6 kids.
Hank's a nice thing.
Hank. He's also an old man, but he's not. Do they know who Hank is?
I don't know. How about you
This could
speaking?
be
How about
really
you talking
creepy.
to your mic when you talk?
It could sound really creepy to you. Hank is not a person, in case it sounded like that. He is actually our 12-passenger van that we had no other option but to purchase a couple months ago. And he's pretty great.
Hank is my favorite.
He keeps everyone happy.
So far.
So far.
We are excited to do this episode. We have on our very first guest. This guest, was a challenge to get here. She's been traveling a lot, and she finally settled on a night where we could talk to her.
She does have a very busy schedule.
Busier than ours, really.
Yeah, we are so excited.
More fun than ours, not busier. Hers is more fun than ours.
She has a social life.
That's neat.
It sounds so cool.
I remember what that was like.
And she is one of the coolest humans I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. And it is our oldest daughter, Delaney Small.
Hi, everyone.
Bug, we're excited to have you and have you share your story.
I'm excited too.
Good. We are not going to be talking to Delaney about being the eldest foster child or the eldest child in this foster family because we'll bring that story to you at a different date. I will say we would have probably 34 kids if we said yes every time Laney said yes, just to give you a preview for that one. But what we are going to talk about today is something different. But first, let's get to know Laney a little bit. Laney, on a scale of 1 to 10, how burnt are your shoulders right now?
11.
That's probably pretty accurate. So Bug was away at camp all week, and she forgot her mommy wasn't reminding her to put on sunscreen constantly. And
Although mommy did send plenty of sunscreen.
She got very burnt and like blistered on the tops of her shoulders. So.
And the blisters already fell off.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite hobby, Bug?
Probably softball or art.
Making bracelets, maybe. That's kind of a new thing too, right?
Yeah.
You're making some cool ones lately.
All right, go ahead.
In 2 words, this is on the spot. So in 2 words, sum up what it's like to be the oldest sibling.
Probably challenging, exciting.
Okay. Challenging and exciting. I get that.
That's funny. That's what it's like being a parent.
You're
Okay.
prepared.
Laney has a really... oh, wait. One more last question. Who is cooler, mommy or daddy?
You are both cool in different ways.
You can keep going.
No, let's stop there. Okay, so Laney, how have you dreamt small? What did you do to dream small?
Well, I actually started Laney's Love as an organization to raise awareness for the shortage of blood in the community. I wanted to help the kids who need blood every day and the kids who are in the hospital.
So you didn't start Laney's Love just because you knew there was a shortage of blood. What happened that you realized it was such a need?
The reason why I started Laney's Love was because I had a horrible hemorrhage after a tonsillectomy about 1.5 years ago. So only 3 days after my surgery, I was helping my dad hang up Halloween decorations, and I was doing it really well. After 6 bags of pirate booty, I went downstairs to catch up on all my homework and watch a TV show. 5 minutes after my mom came to check on me, I went to the bathroom and spit out spit. After I did spit the stuff, I realized it was blood. I ran upstairs and told my parents.
Yeah, when you came upstairs with a handful cupped of blood in your hands, yeah, I knew right away that we needed to go to the hospital.
I mean, you reacted perfectly. You like bounded upstairs in like 3 bounds, put on shoes.
I think I had to put on a bra.
Okay, you
Yeah.
could say that. I'm not going to volunteer that. That's your information to volunteer. So you like bounded upstairs, brought up, and then you came back downstairs, and you were out the door within 3 minutes of coming upstairs. Like I took her into our bathroom, had her in the sink, got her like an ice pack for her neck, and
Yeah,
got
that
her
was
a cup
smart
to
to
spit
do.
in.
The ice pack on the neck was a very smart move. I remember driving to the children's hospital as fast as I could, actually hoping I would get pulled over so we could get a police escort. Laney thought I was crazy, but she was holding this cup and blood just kept coming out of her mouth. And I saw this transparent kid's cup filling up with blood. So I knew we had to get there quickly.
When we got to the hospital, while I was on the scale, I threw up my blood about 5 times. I remember that I could not breathe through the whole 45 seconds. I was throwing up and getting rushed back to the room because my nose and throat were clogged with blood. After they rushed me back to the hospital room, I had all these cords and stuff attached to my skin, and I had a breathing treatment.
Yeah, when we walked into the hospital, they started doing her vitals. And apparently when you swallow a bunch of blood, your stomach rejects it and you throw it up. And that happened while they were taking Laney's vitals in the check-in area of the ER. I have never seen such gore, and I'd venture to say a lot of the hospital staff acted like they had never seen such gore. It was very, very scary, and they rushed Laney back to the trauma bay right away.
After a restless night of sleep, they took a test to see how much blood I had left. I had lost 50% of my blood. That same day in the afternoon, I had 2 blood transfusions back into my body. The next 2 days in the hospital were a blur. I remember walking with my dad down to the food court and feeling really lightheaded. 4 days after my hemorrhage, I was finally getting to go home.
And that was the story, a scary story of Laney and her post-tonsil surgery. By the way, for all you parents out there, when doctors say it's a very simple surgery and there's not a lot of complications, make sure you understand the risk, because there are risks, and this is one we didn't understand very well, or we didn't understand how serious it could get.
True story.
You want to share how we ended up, why Laney had a tonsillectomy, and it wasn't because of strep throat?
Well, it was wild. Laney, growing up ever since she was a toddler, had what they call cyclical fevers. So every 3 to 5 weeks, she would spike a fever that would not have any other symptoms. And it was completely unexplainable, and it wasn't any virus because no one else in our home was sick. But living in a post-COVID world, we really needed to get them under control because, as you all know, a fever means a lot of missed time from school. So after seeing infectious disease and trying other medication, it really sounded like the only way to ensure that these cyclical fevers would go away once and for all would be to remove her tonsils. And this was when she was, 9 years old?
8 years old when we saw the doctor.
Yeah, and I mean, the very scientific medical term is basically her tonsils were tricking her body into thinking she needed a fever to fight off a virus of some sort. That's what what they were telling. Her body was telling her. Her tonsils were telling her body. There, that's better.
So Laney, with Laney's love, what do you do to raise awareness?
Well, actually, I have hosted one blood drive to raise blood to give to the blood banks, and then we also raised about $300, and we bought Uno cards for this thing for our local children's hospital called Riley's Cheer Guild. It's an organization that gives toys to the kids who are hospitalized. And we gave about 100 Uno cards to them with the $300 we raised.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And I know you personally benefited a ton from the Riley Cheer Guild, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
It was real. I mean, once Bug got home, recovered, and realized she wanted to do something positive to, cope with this and combat this, and she realized that she wanted to organize blood and blood raising. Because I mean, I don't know if there wouldn't have been her type of blood available. I mean, it was scary. Like, she needed a blood transfusion. That's
Yeah.
You lose a lot of blood if you need a blood transfusion. And the Cheer Guild is just to paint a picture for the parents. It's like Bug said, it's an organization. But while she was there, they have a little cart of goodies they walk around with, and they go into the kids' rooms and say, "Hey, do you want a stuffed animal? Do you want a game? Do you want a deck of cards? Do you want a coloring book? Do you want I don't know what all kinds of stuff?" And Bug wanted to help contribute to that because like Whitney said, while she was there, that cart was awesome for her.
Yeah, fun fact about the Cheer Guild, they actually just celebrated their 100th anniversary, and they've been around officially longer than Riley Hospital. So that's really cool.
How's the gill around longer
I
than the hospital?
know.
What
You'll have to talk to John, who's the president. He'll
Yeah.
tell you all about it.
Our friend's the president.
So Laney, you have your second annual blood drive coming up soon. Do you want to share the information about that?
Yeah, sure. It's this summer in late July on July 26th. And if you are local, it will be 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. You can sign up or you can just come in for walk-in donations.
We will put the sign up to it in our show notes. That way anybody local. Also, pretty cool. I had a friend I worked with when I lived out in eastern Pennsylvania. Obviously, she wasn't going to drive the 10 hours or however long it is to donate here, but she did go to her local blood center and donated in honor of Laney's love that day.
Yeah, that was super cool of her to do.
It's the morning, early afternoon of July 26th.
We have appointment slots open from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., and they will take normal blood donations as well as whole blood donations.
Whole blood is the normal donation, and there's a double donation that you can actually give. If you've ever given plasma, it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. So last year, Laney, how many units of blood were you able to raise?
Our goal was 28, but we raised about 36 units of blood.
36 units of blood. And what are you hoping for this year?
This year, my goal is 40. Last year, we raised 36 units of blood, and that saved 80 people's lives.
How cool is that? And one thing that we have yet to mention, we have a very special person in our lives who battles sickle cell disease. And if you don't know what that is, that's a blood disorder. And a lot of people battling sickle cell need blood transfusions. This is kind of a great way to make a big difference in a lot of people's lives and truly impacts our family and our hearts and our home in a lot of ways too.
Yeah. And fun fact, Bug, I don't know if you knew this. Number 36 was what number I wore when I played football in high school. Calm your excitement, please.
And number 4 was my softball number and my favorite number. So let's just go for a 40.
44. I like it. So, Bug, what would you tell anybody else considering their own version of Dream Small? Like, obviously, we're going to typically talk about foster care, but we wanted to sneak in here relatively early in our podcasting journey about how you can dream small outside of just being a foster parent. And candidly, Whitney and I wanted to brag on our 11-year-old and how awesome it is. She wanted to do this and push this. So, Bug, why else would you, or what is the reason you would tell somebody to dream small?
I would say if you start small, it will turn into something big over time if you keep pursuing it and if you keep actually wanting to do it for the right purpose. You don't want to do big stuff and then it's just going to all fall apart because it's so big. You just want to start small and move your way up as you raise more awareness for what you're doing.
That is really wise advice, Laney.
I would tell you, I didn't prompt her to say that. Did you?
No.
Yeah, well done, Bug. You've been listening. Good job. I think that's all we've got for this one.
Yeah, I think that's it. We would love to see you on July 26th if you are local to us. The blood bus will be parked outside our home all morning into the early afternoon that day.
If we know you fairly well, bring your swim trunks. You can go for a swim if you really want afterwards. I think that's safe, right? Safe, maybe? Yeah.
Donating blood and swimming, sure.
I mean, you can't eat. You're supposed to sit out for 30 minutes. Okay, go ahead, Bug.
And then if you also come, I'm making bracelets for everyone who gives blood. And they're really cool. I have one on my mom's water bottle right now.
Also, look for us. We'll set up a donation opportunity if you would like to give money to the Cheer Guild. And as Bug figures out what we're going to try to donate this year.
And there's talks within the littlest smalls, the middle smalls, I should say, of having a lemonade stand as well during the blood drive. So
that's what Delaney just said.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
I didn't say that.
I thought she didn't. She said bracelets.
Oh, I'm the idiot.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Keep it on there.
Yep. So I'm gonna be giving out bracelets, and then Benny and one of my other siblings will probably be selling lemonade.
It's fun. We're trying to make it like a fun little just neighborhood event, community event where everybody hangs out, brings lawn chairs, and spends time together. So even if you don't want to donate blood, come hang out with us on Saturday, July 26th.
All right, Laney, wrap it up, sister.
Remember to dream small.
Thanks so much for listening. We are so grateful for your support. If you enjoyed this episode, would you please take a moment to follow or subscribe to the podcast? And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, a quick rating or review goes a long way in helping others to find the show. If someone came to mind while you were listening, would you please consider sharing this episode with them? Thanks again, and remember, dream small.